Hey Ben, you had a good result at Wimbledon last year, quarterfinals. How are you kind of feeling going into this event? And yeah, you've had some good results on grass already.
Yeah, I feel ready. I feel confident. Obviously, just happy to be here playing at Wimbledon. Great, great tournament and a great tournament for me. So I think it's a big opportunity at this stage in the year to be playing here and yeah, just try to take it one match at a time.
Ben, what are your thoughts on Serena playing this? What are your memories of her? What are your
Yeah, obviously it's really cool for me. I was kind of like coming out on tour when she was having her, I guess, last run in 2022. So seeing her out here as focused as she is, really going for it at 44 years old. She's 44, right? Is insanely impressive and obviously one of the biggest icons in sports history, not just tennis. So I think there's a lot of buzz about it out here on the tour as there should be, and I think it's huge for our game anytime Serena's a part of it. Yeah, man.
How's it going?
Good.
That Spurs prediction didn't work out. I have to point that out.
They had it, didn't they? It's all good.
So you play a lot of tie breaks, and I guess that's probably somewhat inevitable on grass. But obviously you don't want to play as many tie breaks. What are you doing to try and focus on sort of like improving? I guess would be the return game mainly, to try and get that up to snuff where you can sort of not be in jeopardy and not have so much pressure on your serve games, even though you have such a good serve.
Yeah, no, I think that's over the past 2 years, that's been a massive point of emphasis for me. I think that my return has improved a lot. It's not just the return; it's also a couple of shots right after the return that are important as well. And like you said, grass court is probably the toughest court to return on. And to be honest, I've played a lot of really good servers and really big servers the last couple of weeks. So I feel prepared. If a guy's serving great on the grass, has a big serve, more likely than not he's going to hold, against pretty much anyone in the world. I think that being able to win a point here or there, to be able to flip it, take advantage of second serve returns, and be clutch in the tiebreak is what's most important on grass. But yeah, like you said, you'd like to be able to break every set and hold serve all the way through. But I think that's just how tennis goes sometimes. But it has 100% been a big point of emphasis for me.
Is it frustrating to have not made like more progress on it at all?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I think that if you look at my return numbers in terms of percentage of points won, break point chances, and percentage of games that I broke from when I came on tour, it's black and white, where I am as a returner. I was way below the average of top 100 players, and now I'm around the average in terms of top 50 for a lot of the return stats. So I think that is a huge improvement, especially being in the top 5 in the serving category. I think that it's encouraging knowing that I have a lot more room to grow, but I do think that I have made big strides, and I think that it has showed, especially in certain points in the year where I've played really well.
Hi, Ben. The prize money protest, which kind of direction do you see it going? Are you headed more toward kind of the boycotting, or are you getting closer to a solution?
Yeah, look, it's obviously a loaded question that I have a lot of thoughts about. I support the players 100%. I back the players in this whole process. I think that for me, there's two things that are really important. One is the financials. I think from the bottom up, if you're a top 100 player, you make all 4 slams main draw, and you prove yourself as one of the 100 best players in the world throughout the year. you should be able to, by the end of the year, be well in the green. And I think that with how expensive this tour is, or not how expensive the tour is, but how expensive it is to be a professional tennis player, the travel, you know, the team that you have to bring with you, accommodation, you know, obviously all things that players are paying for themselves. It's tough at the lower levels of the game, or not lower levels, but if you're not making deep runs consistently. So that's a big piece for me, a change that I would want to see in terms of income for players ranked 50 to 100. And the other big piece for me is player welfare. I think that one of the big things in our proposal was about having a seat at the table, some sort of player council for the slams. I think that adding extra days, making certain decisions that affect the players and the welfare of the players are very, very important. And look, we have a lot of guys and girls as of late, big stars in the sport, that are sitting out because of injury. And this isn't good for any of the tours, ATP, WTA, any of the slams. And I think that that's the last piece that's important. But at the same time, for me, I decided to give more time on media day today because, you know, Wimbledon's a special place. They've always treated me well here. They let me come and train after the French Open, get on the grass. They helped me out my first year that I came out on tour, and I think that they have made an effort, and I think that showed in the increase that they brought in prize money this year.
Hi, Ben, over here. I think it's the highest seeding you've had coming into a major here, and I'm just wondering, how much are you still trying to get used to the idea of being at this level, this echelon of the game? And also, secondly, I know you practiced with Zach. Your thoughts on how he's hitting the ball?
Yeah, Spidas, he's playing really well. I'm excited to see what he does here. Hit a big run on the French, at the French, which I don't think is even his best surface. I think he's one of the best ball strikers on tour, and people are gonna say I'm crazy for saying that, but go watch the guy play. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he does the last couple of years. We played in Kalamazoo, and we were young coming up, so we were kind of talking today when we were practicing on court 12. It's crazy, like from Kalamazoo to being here. It's his first main draw at Wimbledon, so really happy for him. For me, yeah, I think there's always things to get used to, but I do feel comfortable on the tour at this point, you know, and I'm okay with living in the expectations that I have for myself, the goals that I set for myself, and focusing on those things. I'm kind of focused on the path or trajectory that I'm trying to work towards and build towards, and I know that I have a lot of room for growth and a lot of ways to go with my game, and I've tried, you know, throughout my career from when I was a kid not to really pay attention to the number next to my name, and that will continue for me. I'm more worried about, you know, the level of tennis that I'm playing out there on the court, and how often I can replicate, you know, my high-end tennis.
Hi Ben, just going back to the action from the players more generally and what's hoping to be achieved from that. I know you mentioned the injury situation with a lot of young players, and obviously a concern for everybody that cares about the sport. I just wondered what changes you're seeking as a collective from the Grand Slams that you feel would impact that positively.
Yeah, I think I just answered that. You know, having a player council, a seat on the table when decisions are made by the slams, similar to what we have at the ATP, being able to be in the room when those decisions are made.
Ben?
I just want to ask about grass. You've been a really good surface for you and for Americans generally. This little grass swing so far, especially a lot of guys and women have won trophies so far. What do you think it is about grass that makes it so quickly suited for Americans? It's not like anybody grows up playing on it at all,
Yeah.
but it seems like it just pretty across the board Americans show up and do really well on this stuff?
I think we have a lot of bots. No, I mean, I think Americans do play well on fast surfaces. I think that we tend to volley well and have all court games. I think definitely in terms of serving, we have a lot of great servers. But I think if you just look at the hand skills of the guys that we have on top or at the top, not even talking about the girls as well, because we have great grass court players on the girls' side too. But I'm not sure exactly what it is. For me, I prefer, the U.S. summer swing where the ball's bouncing really high, out of the strike zone, and it's fast and hot. But yeah, I guess for some years now, it has seemed that Americans do play really well here on the grass, but all our games are so different. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Last question, Charlie.
One aspect of grass, obviously, players, they'll fall, they'll slip, and that sort of thing. And Tommy was talking about how on grass you almost need to learn how to fall well.
Yeah.
I just wondered for you, you've always seemed like a natural on grass. Do you think you've kind of developed those sorts of skills as well, the falling, the slipping, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at falling well. I do fall a lot. I do slip. I'm not one of the guys who's gonna be out here and sliding around the court. I've more kind of learned taking extra steps in moving through the ball. Sometimes I wish I could slide like some of these guys out here, but I think I'd get seriously injured trying to do that all the time. So I think it is a really important piece to be able to not get injured, but you have to be able to have body control. I think it takes out an element of explosiveness or athleticism, if you will. It kind of works against you if your body gets too out of control, you're moving too fast, it's tough to decelerate. So that's something that you kind of have to learn, is how to move at a slightly slower and more controlled cadence.